All right, and finally, in politics, never say never because games can change course of an idea or events. The fate of the much anticipated National Convention of the All Progressive Congress, APC, is hanging in the air. This Monday, the party leadership notified the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, that its National Convention, earlier scheduled for February 26th, will no longer hold. Guests on journalist Hangout had cast doubt over the possibility of holding the convention. Let's share that with you. Talk about the convention for the party fixed for February. Do you see this convention holding?
I've not seen any sign. Ideally, at the time you were choosing that date, that February, at that time you should have chosen the date.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot see preparations in place.
In fact,
conventions cost billions of naira to organize. I do not see the sign that a convention is about to take place. Let us tell ourselves the truth. Governors own the APC. Governors chased away Oshiomhole. Governors brought May Malabuni. Governors extended May Malabuni's tenure. Governors chose February as the date that this thing will happen. All of these things I'm saying, they are there, you can verify. If the governors are still, if from the signs that we are seeing, if the governors do not want the convention to take place,
Judy, as we said earlier, the same governors, they've stalled and they've frustrated that ambition to hold the convention. In TVC, we're also, getting ready how we're going to give this kind of elaborate coverage.
I knew that getting ready was a waste of time. I swear to God. I knew it was a waste of time. There are certain things that we can't say on air that we know. But every time we step out of this place, I will tell you they will not do it. We step out, I will tell you they will not do it. This is what we have seen.
Because as of last week, it was reported that some governors went to go and see Mr. President.
The meeting, they didn't.
The meeting did not hold and everything. They want to appeal to Mr. President. But the Governor Hopus of Dima came outside. He said, we have the right to determine when we are going to do.
You have the right to postpone.
Postpone, yeah.
So he was the one with the Ayagbangba to come and say it.
Hinting us.
Yes.
For those of us who don't understand,
yes, he's the one with the chest.
Big chest.
The big chest to say it. But that has always been. Look at our friend Lukman. He had been complaining.
Yes, the Director General.
Yes, it was on January 9 that we were on this program, and I said, I do not see the signs that these governors want a convention to take place. And to me, when you want to do a convention, you are going to set up committees. There are some subcommittees that will take care of some roles. Then at the time they said they were going to do convention in February, they didn't put a date to it.
One?
That was one of the signs
to stop
that I got that these guys. Then when Asiwaju went to see the president, one of the things that the president told him was that convention would take place.
He assured him that
he assured him that convention would take place. Now, May Malabuni now came out after that to give a date. Some of you were a bit convinced that having given a date
in the party program
that it probably will take place. Where I was laughing because I knew they would not do convention. What they want to do, what these governors want to do, what they want to see, is that the convention and the presidential primaries should take place the same day. That is what they want. That is what they want. That is what they are moving towards. They want the convention and the presidential primaries the same day. Their argument is that it's extremely expensive. Who will bring the money? And they are the ones who fund the party. So their own argument is, how can we do this, spend all that money, then come back after a few months to do the presidential primaries, which will also cost so much money. So that was the argument. Perhaps they had other underlying
agenda
motives, but that is the way they were thinking. That
and these governors is like they don't want the main Malabuni committee.
They also want, the second thing is they want May Malabuni. They are comfortable with him. I told you back then that look, a lot of the people want to head the party. They are even National Assembly members. There is a kind of cold war between the National Assembly and some governors on account of National Assembly trying to impose direct primaries, which the governors felt would take away some of the privileges that they used to have.
Let me pause you there. Sam, I don't know what is in the convention. Why is it difficult? The intrigues, the interests within the People's Democratic Party. Even the chairman, even the chairman of the People's Democratic Party had said it last year that look, wait till APC have their convention till we know where we are going to. And it's seeing that look, this party, they are afraid that look, if they sit down to hold this convention, that party might implode.
There have always been concerns. You know, you talked about what is in the convention. It's about how you share power. And that's the ultimate thing. Where else do you want to sit and allocate who is going to be where? It's at the convention. And because there are unresolved issues, that is why the interim leadership, let me use that word, is marking time. There are deep-seated, crises. We must admit that. I mean, we all saw it coming. I mean, if you have a convention and you don't have subcommittee set up, what are you expecting?
You're not even selling forms.
For aspirants, you have to even the zoning arrangement has to be in place.
Yes.
Before that, so that those contesting will know.
We know that it has been streamlined to this zone.
So the moment you didn't see any sign that the party at zone positions, it should be clear to you that there is no plan to do a convention.
So, but I think one thing we must admit here is that the ruling of Progressive Congress, many agree, was more like, and it still is, a special purpose vehicle put together to capture power. Those tendencies within APC are still there. Okay, so the pushing and shoving that you see is that struggle for which section of that party.
Well, since 2013, it's almost 10 years now. How long are they going to carry on?
Yeah, those manifestations you are seeing in the absence of a BOT, in the absence of a National Working Committee and all that stuff, that is what is happening. The ACN, the CPC, the ABGA, the ANPP, the new PDP, and that tussle is quietly going on.
Within those groups, and I said it in that during that program that they just within CPC itself, within ACN,
you still have
we have divisions. We have divisions.
So until those interests are properly aligned,
see,
you won't
Darazo,
find a consensus anyway.
The Attorney General, the Minister of Education, they are all part of the old CPC. Who is going to tell me now that these three individuals are on the same page? Except people who don't know them.
As the Minister of Education,
yes,
and the Attorney General,
yes, and Darazo, one of the president's most trusted people.
So, in fact, the postponement is like finding time to resolve this matter outside the convention.
May Malabuni is convinced that if they do a convention now, the party will break up, and he does not want that to happen during his time, because he is convinced that he's done his best to make the party stronger. That if they go into a convention, everything will collapse on his head, and they will blame him.
That's what everybody remembers.
Well, I don't know. The president, there was a report that I saw where the president said, okay, get me a security report ahead of this convention. I think I told you about 3 days ago, that when you ask for a security report, that means you are minded to believe it when they give it to you. So if they tell him that this is something that will happen if we go ahead with this, you think the president will allow the convention? I mean, it's just logical. If he asks for security reports,
Well, it's
let's
as
see.
if it's the governors alone that are pushing for, postponement of the convention.
The
There are
governors,
some other
majority
party
of them,
leaders-
majority of them,
There are some
majority
other
of the
party
governors.
leaders that they want this convention.
Yes, but the governors are more powerful than everybody. That is a fact. When some of us have been pushing that these parties should return to the ordinary people, that during the Awolowo years, governors didn't run the party
UPN.
like this. Parties did not belong to governors. This is what we are saying. Whatever the governors don't want, nobody can make it happen. So this is the thing. And the truth is, they are comfortable with Mai Malabuni, and they want him to be the one that will be there when they are going to have those primaries. Is the one that they have their faith on. They trust him absolutely. Most of the governors, a governor, you may see a governor may appear like, oh, he believes in social conscience, he's supporting what the ordinary party man does. When it comes to this issue, of their interest, that's where you see a different animal. This is the way they are. The average governor sees Mai Malabuni as the person who should continue, because when those primaries come, they think that he's the one who will allow their interest to crystallize. Now, a lot of the people who are contesting for chairman, the governors don't even want them.
Yes.
Some of them are National Assembly members. There is already that Cold War, because National Assembly members pushed aggressively for direct primaries, to the point that even when governors called them to a meeting, they stayed away. So they are there. I just hope that all of these things ultimately won't hurt the party badly and push some people to start thinking of a plan B or something, because I don't think governors should exercise this much influence in a party.
Once again, they've postponed the convention. Before we were even hearing that, they might be forced to postpone it for 2 weeks.
Right.
But what we have now, it is
It's indefinite. It's indefinite. That tells you that
it's fine.
even the party leadership is unsure of themselves.
No, they know what they are doing.
Do you understand?
They know what they are doing. I'm telling you.
The issue here is nobody wants, or the party leadership, the current party leadership doesn't want to preside over a breakup. All the signals are there. Jide has talked about the security reports, and the ruling party wouldn't want to lose power. And the beginning of a perceived loss of power will come at this stage. Because if you can't manage your internal crisis,
that's where the PDP.
Do you understand? If you can't manage your internal crisis, it means that you can't be ready for the ultimate elections in 2023. And so the party leadership
Which is less than a year now.
Yes.
February 18th.
So a lot of things are in the mix, and the president, I'm sure, is being very careful not to take steps that can lead to serious implosion within the party.
That day, we asked our friend Deji, do you think if the governors insist, what do you think the president will do? As I expected, Deji said the president appears to have given these governors the leeway to run the party. That if the governors insist, the president will go with them. That's what we have seen. That's what we have seen, because I was told that the president told Mai Malabuni that do whatever you think is right to save this party from collapse. So when you get that kind of mandate, do whatever it takes. It's a blank check to say, okay, I'm not holding convention until October.
And that's it.
By that time, the primaries of the smaller positions will have taken place. I think primaries August or so, National Assembly primaries will have taken place under Mai Malabuni's leadership, and then they will come for the presidential.
Big one.
Yes, that is the plan, that they want to do them the same time.
Okay. Sam Beme, thank you.
Thank you, Ayo.
Mr. Babajide Kolade Staju, we have to leave it there. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another edition of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight. Join us as journalists Hangout on Sunday, 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. We're on YouTube. youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Zubaku. Bye for now.